Hello students, welcome to Renu's Englishpedia for class 12th. Today we are going to do the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. After doing this poem, you will be able to inculcate the values of introspection, retrospection, peace, sensitivity to the environment, universal brotherhood, empathy, and self-awareness. Introspection means when you think your inner thoughts, when you dwell upon your inner self, and retrospection means when you think about the past events. In fact, you not only think, but you also judge them whether they were right or wrong. Pablo Neruda is the pen name of Ricardo Eliezer Neftali Reyes Basalto. He was born on 12th January 1904 in Chile. He died on 23rd September 1973. It was officially a heart attack, but many suspected that it was murder. It was also that he was suffering from cancer. Professionally, he was not only a poet, but he was also a diplomat and a senator of the Chilean Communist Party. He has received many awards, the most notable among them were International Peace Prize in 1950, Lenin Peace Prize in 1953, and the Nobel Peace Prize in Literature in 1971. This poem revolves around quiet introspection and the desire to create a feeling of mutual understanding amongst human beings. The poem starts with the following lines. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once, on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. The poet, at the very start of the poem, asks everyone to count up to 12 in their minds. The number 12 represents time. It represents the hours of the day or the months of the year. He wants all of us to be calm and still and quiet. People across the nations have to unite together, so they should not speak in any language. Rather, they should all keep quiet and speak the language of silence. This will bring unity among all the humans on the face of the earth. It is language which divides and creates discrimination. The poet further instructs that no one shall move his arms either to signal or to fight or even argue with each other. Then he leads us to the next stanza. He says, it would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. In this stanza, the poet is telling us the benefits of keeping quiet and still. He says that when everything will come to a standstill, it will be a rare situation, an exotic moment. Exotic because it is happening for the first time. No one will be in a rush. There will be no engine running anywhere. Everyone will be calm and quiet. They will be united with each other in a strange atmosphere. It will be strange because it has never happened earlier. No person would be harming any other living being, either for food or to earn his livelihood. All the people who work endlessly will get some time to look at the injuries and the damage they have caused to their body and to the environment. This is what he means by introspection and retrospection. This leads us to a third stanza. He says, those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Here, the poet is talking about the dire consequences of selfishness versus the benefits of unity. He says the people who exploit the green wealth of nature by deforestation or mining or fishing in the deep seas, and the soldiers who use weapons to kill fellow human beings need some time to introspect into the consequences of their actions. Biological warfare, chemical and nuclear warfare will make us victors, but this victory will be very hollow as there would be no survivors to enjoy it. He wants the perpetrators, that is, the agents of such warfare, to put on new clothes. Putting on new clothes means to adopt a new approach towards life and to realize that killing so many people is no victory at all. He wants all of us to be united as one. Consider our enemy to be our brother. He is promoting brotherhood, peace, and unity. At this point of time, the poet realizes that his words could be misinterpreted, and he says, "What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death." In this stanza, the poet is stressing upon introspecting ourselves and our actions. He does not want us to stop our work, but to take some time to analyze the results of our deeds. He believes that all human beings work endlessly with the aim of completing all their tasks. They are driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. So, they are in a mad rush to accomplish all their work. He says that perhaps if they pause for a while, they can appreciate their achievements and their lives would become happier. He suggests that by keeping quiet, we will be able to understand the true purpose of our life. In the last stanza, the poet brings in the metaphor of the earth during winter time. He tries to tell us the great lesson taught by earth to all of us. He says, perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Here, the poet suggests us to take a teaching from nature. He tells us that as the earth undergoes change in winter and everything freezes and becomes lifeless, but after some time the season changes again and everything comes back to life. What was initially dormant now springs into life. Similarly, if we take a pause and introspect our lives, it will give it a new meaning. We will be able to understand the purpose of our life. It will be like the rebirth of our soul. The poet has conveyed to all the people the purpose of his message, and so he asks them once again to take a pause, count till 12, and keep quiet, and he will leave as his objective has been achieved. In this poem, many literary devices have been used. We will now discuss them. The first expression, count to 12, symbolizes a measure of time. The clock has 12 markings on it, the year has 12 months, and the day has 12 hours. The second literary device used is the word let's. It has been used repeatedly to create a bond with the reader and stress his point. The device is repetition. The third expression, fishermen in the cold sea with their hot hands. This is a symbolic image showing how man is ruthlessly destroying nature and harming other species in cold blood for his selfish need and greed. The image of the hurt hands symbolizes the sore hands of the salt gatherer, which would make him realize how he is harming himself by his mindless corrosive activities. The expression putting on clean clothes is a metaphor. The poet says that quiet introspection will make us comprehend the destructive nature of wars. Man would shed his blood soiled clothes and don, that is, wear clean clothes. That is, he would cleanse his soul, his heart, and his mind, purging, that is, emptying it of all anger and hatred. The word brothers symbolizes mankind. The expression in the shade is a metaphor. Just as shade protects us from the harsh sun, we too will protect and shelter each other as brothers. Thus, we will all live in peace and harmony. The expression no truck is an euphemism. Euphemism means a gentle way of saying something unpleasant. No truck means no meeting with death. Earth can teach us as when everything is a symbol. Just as Earth, the greatest creator, in its sleeping mode appears to be dead on the surface, but is actually dormant and carefully preserving the seeds of life. In a similar manner, human beings too need to keep still and be quiet to rejuvenate and awaken the life forces within and be productive. Two consecutive lines starting with the same word let's is an anaphora. The words we would, sudden strangeness, his hurt hands, wars with, clean clothes. All of these words are examples of alliteration as the same sound is repeated again and again. The literary device repetition has also been used in the word war, which is repeated quite a few times throughout the poem. Again, the last literary device is enjambment, which means when some lines are carried over to the next verse or couplet. Enjambment is in the lines, and for once could perhaps a huge silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. With this, we come to the end of a poem with the lines of Aristotle, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to Reno's Englishpedia for class 12th. Thank you.